morning, internet. My name is Ash, and welcome to a thing. You know, I see these comments on YouTube all the time about how many episodes of Why have there been? There must be over 100, or Markiplier's made so many 3 Scary Games videos, right? And to that I say, amateurs. Fucking amateurs. Hello, this is not Stampy, but rather a 14-year-old girl that needs to raise her voice to sound like a 30-year-old man and is cracking all over the place because of it. Here to tell you that the number of episodes of Why that exist, while it is high, isn't shit compared to the number of episodes of Stampy's Lovely World there are. Okay, yeah, being snarky while doing a Stampy impression is a little bit like calling Hitler an animal rights hero. Like, the idea might technically be very, very loosely based on some kind of real-world thing, but come on. But yeah, Stampy's Lovely World just passed its 700th episode. Oh boy. Firstly, this thing got pushed into like everybody's recommended feed and got like way more views than any other Stampy's Lovely World video. So like, to the YouTube algorithm, you did a good job, man. Did I just seriously gender an AI? Not important, the English language is deeply flawed and its intricacies as a linguistically borrowed system that is constantly evolving is not the point! Spoilers up ahead for those who want to avoid them, but at the same time, adding a spoiler warning to a video about Stampy's Lovely World is kind of like adding a spoiler warning before the 50-minute My Little Pony Friendship is Magic timeline video that somehow exists on YouTube. The Brodies are powerful. Could be watching us right now. But anyway, episode 700 of Stampy's Lovely World, as the title states, was a tragic day. It was the most successful hit-the-target attack yet, leading to the deaths of the dogs Benji, Corey, and Fluffy. Which actually got me emotional for a second, which sounds stupid, but think about it from the perspective of just this wholesome man known as Stampy fucking Longnose counting off his Minecraft dogs and then suddenly realizing that 3 are missing. Which actually got me emotional for a second, which I know sounds fucking stupid, but listening to a wholesome man like Stampy fucking Longhead count off his Minecraft dogs and realizing that 3 are missing, saying their names because he memorized them by heart probably was just Side note, do you guys actually think Stampy memorized the names of all his dogs, or did he have, like, a list open on a separate tab or something like that? I genuinely want to know. Like, I definitely wouldn't put it past him to have that list there, but at the same time, I kind of feel like he would have memorized them all. But anyway, after literally almost crying because of some pixels that exist in a Minecraft world that I'm never gonna play in, I got to a thing again. One of the dogs that died in that episode, Fluffy, was tamed in episode 17. 17 of 700. This Minecraft dog, at the time of its death, was just under 9 years old. When this dog first appeared in Stampy's Lovely World, I was no doubt a tiny-ass child that had no understanding of the world and didn't even know how to do multiplication. Oh god, to think that a Minecraft dog is a symbol for a time in our lives when we were so innocent and untarnished by the cruel realities of this here place. Which then got me thinking about how Stampy's Lovely World has an incredibly long history, dating all the way back to May 19th, 2012, making the series just over 9 years old. So I figured I would try to recount the history of Stampy's Lovely World. In bite-sized bits, of course, because without exaggeration, if I tried to do the whole thing in one video, that video would be like 2 to 3 hours long, and nobody wants that. No one wants to watch that. YouTube doesn't want to render it, much less promote it and put it into the algorithm. I don't want to type that script, nor do I want to edit it in 3 days, because that's the amount of time I usually give myself to edit. So this is how we're doing it. Fuck you, it's my channel. So long story short, we're only gonna be covering Hit the Target today, and it's probably gonna be part 1 of 2 because, again, 9 years of history and 700 episodes. Let's start with a lesser known fun fact. Or actually, I'm not 100% sure this qualifies as either lesser known or a fun fact. Hit the Target was actually originally a helper on Stampy's Lovely World. Hit the Target was actually originally a helper on Stampy's Lovely World for 3 episodes to be exact. Well, His actions did result in the death of the dog Stampy Goodnose in the second episode he appeared in, so that alone is kind of questionable, but I digress. Which, by the way, really goes to show that the hit-the-target related things in Stampy's Lovely World are insanely well planned out over huge extended periods of time. Especially when you consider that Stampy's Lovely World is basically just the YouTube equivalent of Sesame Street. You'll notice that this careful crafting of the plot is definitely going to reoccur quite a few times. Everything changed, though, in episode 42, Unexpected Drama. I actually went ahead and rewatched this episode as a part of the research for this video, and oh god. Oh my god, the nostalgia! I'm going to spend this entire series defending Stampy's Lovely World as not just a kid show, but there is one thing that kind of feels a little bit kiddie at times. Let's use Pokemon as an example for this because it's kind of the go-to for the internet. Is that a big R? That must mean it's the Crime Syndicate Team Rocket because obviously they own the letter R, literal enslaved fire-breathing dog creature that I own. Shoot a fucking flamethrower out of your mouth at it!
Look, that's Team Rocket's balloon. They must be up to no good. Arcanine, flamethrower.
Okay, maybe Stampy's Lovely World isn't quite as bad as that, but I'll let the man explain it for himself.
In the beginning, Hit the Target was one of my helpers, if not a particularly nice one. And then one day I noticed he was building a castle, and I came to the logical conclusion he was gathering an evil dog army to take over my world.
Also, it's kind of worth noting that the earlier episodes of Stampy's Lovely World were much more casual. The helpers didn't have any defined characters, and they still had gamer tags on. So new viewers, who were often kids, were so confused as to how Stampy started referring to them by their IRL names. Did I just say IRL? Also, you may be wondering why I say gamer tags instead of gamer tags, and that's actually because I'm not technically a native English speaker because I moved here when I was 5 from Korea. So I learned small snippets of my English from watching British and Australian YouTubers on the internet, which is why I say things like aluminium or tooth or romantic or gamer tag. Let me reiterate. Stampy Longhead, along with a couple other British YouTubers, but mostly Stampy Longhead, has had such a big impact on my life that my linguistic tendencies, the accent in which I speak, leans ever so slightly British. Because of Minecraft YouTubers! The intros to the earlier episodes may make you believe that Stampy's signature 30-year-old that never hit puberty, hello, this is Stampy! I can't fucking do that anymore. It's sad that I can't do that. I'm a 14-year-old girl. He's a 30-year-old man and his voice is naturally higher than mine. That's sad. The earlier videos might make you think that this was actually invented later on.
Hello, this is Stampy Longnose and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video, and what a beautiful day it is in my lovely world right now.
But I posit that... Posit? See, British YouTubers fucking raised me. I posit that I think he always had it. He just drew it out with more courage and more energy as time went on. Because when Bubba Chubb puts up a sign telling Stampy what's going on with Hit the Target, listen to his reaction.
Hit the Target is invading, what? Oh my god, Hit the Target's invading. Hit the Target's the person with an evil dog army, and they built a castle and they got evil dogs and they're gonna attack me. I need to prepare myself. I need to go get some dogs. I need protection.
So he and Bubba Chubb took their dogs and invaded the castle, resulting in the death of Hit the Target. For now. But also resulting in the death of Lucky, who was the 12th dog to die in Stampy's Lovely World. I'm not sure, there isn't a lot of documentation about this and the wiki is a fucking mess. By the way, God, there are a lot of animal deaths for what is basically the YouTube equivalent of Sesame Street. But yeah, from that drama on, things carry on like normal. But you will notice a few small Hit the Target appearances here and there. Really minute stuff that you're not gonna pick up on very easily. Haunting Stampy dreams, interrupting a show, and eventually showing up in the Nether in episode 76, Revelation. And this is where we can see that Hit the Target, besides Stampy himself of course, was basically the first person in Lovely World to be, well, a character. He has a personality, that of a manipulative trickster to be exact. It's not fully fleshed out a ton, but it's a personality nonetheless. In this episode, Stampy travels to the Nether and sees Hit the Target in a Nether fortress, which makes sense because the Nether is kind of an equivalent to Hell, and Hit the Target is dead. Hit the Target tells Stampy that he wasn't trying to steal his dogs, rather he was trying to save them because Stampy's always getting his dogs killed. They have a nice conversation, they share some cake, and then, get this. Stampy kills Hit the Target with his bare fists inside the Nether in order to bring him back to life in the overworld, which, like, I guess that makes sense, but again, I cannot imagine another kid's show using that same logic. Which actually speaks to one of the main strengths of Stampy's Lovely World as a show. It's kind of similar to Horrible Histories, where it has a very complex storyline, but it's explained in a way that a young kid can understand, without talking down to them or being super obnoxious. You can still enjoy episodes without realizing that the ghost of Hit the Target is haunting them, but it's also a neat detail that's made super subtle because he understands that sometimes kids are smart enough to pick it up, and if they don't, that's totally fine too. Anyway, after that, episodes 92 and episode 100 involve all these time travel shenanigans that, again, do not undermine the intelligence of a kid, but also explain it in a way that a young child as young as maybe 7 or 8 can understand, without being super obnoxious! Okay, so episode 92, the first cake is when Stampy's Hot Buns, one of the most important, not to mention one of the oldest, locations in Stampy's Lovely World, is built. After which he finds that all of his dogs are missing except for Barnaby, discovers that Hit the Target never really changed his evil ways, yada yada yada. Here's where it gets a little strange. Stampy spots Hit the Target and gets into his minecart to chase after him, only he gets trapped and is about to be killed by Hit the Target, but then another Stampy races onto the scene and starts attacking Hit the Target and chases him away. Yeah. A whole 8 episodes later, he goes back in time to eat a really delicious cake again. Yeah, but then accidentally takes his time machine way too far and goes back to the time when there were dinosaurs. Not gonna touch that one. Then, get this, he induces a cryogenic slumber so that he can wake up directly before the events of episode 92 whilst being asleep for a few million years and then become the second Stampy that chases Hit the Target away. I know I've said this like a million times already, but that plot sounds fairly complicated, doesn't it? Stampy's big secret is that he doesn't undermine kids or treat them as lesser just because they're younger and have less experience in the world. This is the fatal mistake of parents, teachers, older siblings, even authority figures in general, and Stampy, this guy with a high-pitched voice that sounds like this, has figured out the secret. If Stampy was in charge of the world's education system, then the world would just be fixed. By the way, for the next couple of episodes, if you notice that there's just a little bit more detail, that's because it's roughly the same time that I started watching Stampy's Lovely World, so I actually have the memories of logging onto my mom's phone and catching up on all the episodes that I missed out on the weekends because I wasn't allowed to be on her phone on the weekdays. So yeah, there might be a bit more detail because I remember that stuff like crazy because oh my god, I rewatched those videos so many times. Especially the Hit the Target ones, and I'm pretty sure any childhood Stampy fan can relate. Things are kind of quiet for a while. A whole 24 episodes pass with no Hit the Target appearance. By the way, it's around this time when a very, very important helper joins the crew. Say it with me now. Who, of course, had to leave Stampy's Lovely World because of questionable pedophilia accusations. Not the point, moving on. Sinking Feeling is Stampy's most watched video, and for good reason, at least in my opinion. I don't know about others, but for some reason, even though it's kind of a kiddie, I still find this video enjoyable to watch. I mean, yeah, the beginning is kind of slow because of the love garden and all that stuff, because it's Stampy's Lovely World, but come on! And by the way, shut up all you idiots that are gonna tell me to grow up. You grow up. Appreciate the things that raised you. See, that's what growing up really means. There's a point in Stampy's Lovely World in which he started getting a little bit more creative with the way he made his videos. Around the time when he did the rocket ship, he utilized creative mode, editing, and all that kind of stuff. He was coming up with slightly more complicated and interesting plot lines. Every character actually had personalities at this point. And Sinking Feeling is kind of a culmination of that period in Stampy's Lovely World history. Basically, Stampy makes a boat called the SS Stumpy and then takes it out for a spin on the water, but then he finds a red and black boat. I wonder who that could belong to. So yeah, it's Hit the Target's boat and they have a big bow and arrow fight on the boats, and eventually they make Hit the Target walk the plank. By the way, not enough people appreciate this, but there is actually real tongue-in-cheek humor within Stampy's Lovely World. Just watch this scene.
I'm gonna try and spawn the Kraken. Hit the Target's attacking! Give him a smacking! The mighty Kraken! Then you throw down the ink sac, and then hopefully if... Whoa! Whoa, what's going on? Whoa, what's going on? I'm going all over the place. Steadily, hold on to something. There he is. Wait a minute. You? Ballistic Squid, you're the Kraken? You're the mighty squid beast?
He does a little bit more with vehicles and machines and stuff with the episode Ocean Adventure, which involves a submarine, which actually uncovered through the existence of fire underwater using a combination of netherrack and weird glitches that Hit the Target had an underwater basin that he had somehow survived, and it was this really expansive thing. He was gonna chase him down and kill him, but then he realized that Hit the Target had somehow gotten full diamond armor, whereas Stampy was just wearing his Stampy style boots, aka iron boots. Then there's Clone Calamity, which I probably don't need to explain. It's basically just that Stampy made a cloning machine and then Hit the Target used the cloning machine, so he and Lee Bear also used the cloning machine, and then there were clones everywhere, and then there was this clone of Stampy that died. And the final episode we're going to talk about today is Fight in Flight, episode 200, in which Hit the Target battles Stampy in a hot air balloon. Which, oh my god, that episode gave me so much anxiety as a kid. Basically what happened is that Hit the Target kidnapped Stampy's oldest dog to this day actually, named Barnaby. Barnaby was hanging on a quote-over-quote rope, which was actually a nether brick fence, I believe, inside of a cage underneath Hit the Target's balloon. And I was emotionally attached to this dog. I kind of still am. If he did die in that one episode, then I would have probably been very mad. I don't know what it was just the idea of Barnaby hanging by a singular thread underneath that balloon that gave me so much anxiety. But yeah, Stampy takes his hot air balloon to investigate the strange red and black thing in the sky, and then he discovered that it's Hit the Target with Barnaby in the sky, and so they have a little duel, except of course Hit the Target cheats, but then the lunar friends get involved. Stampy thinks he killed Hit the Target by pushing him off the ledge, but he was saved by their UFO and then presumably taken elsewhere. And then from there, Hit the Target's story is actually lull for quite a while. He's gone for 43 whole episodes, and his comeback appearance is actually just a very minute one. So I think this is a good stopping point for today, because otherwise this video will be too long and I want to turn this into a multi-part series anyway. So thank you everybody for watching this video. I do sincerely hope you enjoyed it. I try really hard with these fucking videos. The school year is just ended, so if I sound a little bit strained today, it's because I am kind of tired. But yes, thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and oh my god, share these videos around with your friends manually, whether that be social media, text, email, whatever, because the YouTube algorithm hates small channels like mine. But until next time, this is PDB Ash, signing off. Bye!